Hello everybody, welcome back to this Thespencerarms. Now, I did this little beer chat the other day and some spooky sort of like happenings happened and also I completely and utter messed up the pour. So, I am going to be talking to you again, even though you've not seen it yet, about this Joy Pour Indian Pale Ale 5.9% from Wheatlow Brewery. So Wheatlow Brewery, he is a home brewer. He's been doing it for 30 years. As far as I'm concerned, he is a master brewer. Now, this recipe that he's brewed this to has come from the Malt Miller. Now, the Malt Miller have done a 4-part series going to Thornbridge, all about the Union system, about Jaipur, celebrating obviously the 20-year anniversary of Jaipur. Got the t-shirt on and everything, so it's a great video. Now, Richard over at Wheatlow Brewery has made his very own Union system based on he was influenced by it from the Union system that Thornbridge has got. So he has brewed this beer on his own Union system. It's absolutely magical. He's got a video about it. It's all there on the Malt Miller on that 4-part series. Go and watch it. So, what are we comparing it to? So he's not claiming at all to say, I want a copy or whatever, but it's basically he likes brewing beers, good beers, and trying to emulate them beers. So this one is the one he's emulating, Jaipur on the Union. Now, Rob Lovett, the head brewer at Thornbridge, actually on that 4-part series, spoke to the Malt Miller, gave them all the information about what they put in the beer. They use all-leaf hops. I think they use some hop pellets at the start. But anyway, watch that, more technical information there. They use a Yorkshire strain of yeast and basically their water. They give sort of like a pretty much water profile to use. And Richard's very good at sorting all that out. If you look on Richard's YouTube page, he has a video of brewing this beer and then us tasting it at the end. It's brilliant. It's quite fun. But there's a special hop in there called a tarnum, and in the Jaipur they use a tarnum, but homebrewers, it's very difficult for them to get a tarnum. Now, there is another recipe, so this is the Malt Miller recipe and using the recipe from IPA Brewing Techniques recipes and the Evolution of Indian Pale Ale, published in 2012. But Richard has also used his expertise knowledge to do his own tweaks, but he managed to get some of the tarnum hop, so he's got the official hops in his version of the beer. They normally switch it out for Cascade even if Thornbridge can't get it. It's quite a difficult hop to get, apparently. So, what we are going to be doing, we are going to be cracking open the Thornbridge Jaipur, and then we are going to be cracking open the Joy Pour from Wheatlow Brewery. You will notice I've changed attire. I have a cap. So when I messed it up, I said to Richard, I'm really sorry, I have messed up. I poured all the sediment into it, clouded the beer, still tasted absolutely amazing. I might put a few little snippets in there. So Richard says to me, well, I better send you a few more. Now, there's an unboxing video that I didn't realise had gone public. I wanted to just edit it and do a few little bits. So I've took that down for a minute. But he sent me about 15 beers. But then what he's done, he's changed the label to Jaipur, Speno and Richard are tasting beer in the Wheatlow tap room. So he's changed the label and he said, I thought you'd like that. He also sent me a hat as well, which is fantastic. So while we are drinking these beers, we will be wearing the Wheatlow Brewery merchandise. Now, I have 2 identical glasses. Now, what I'm going to do now, I have also got my Shedfest glass, so I'm going to pour the beautiful little sediment out of this. There's not a lot in the normal Thornbridge, but there was a little bit more in Richard's. So these are both brewed on the Union system. This at the Union system at Thornbridge, this at the Union system at Wheatlow Brewery. I've kept them out of the fridge just long enough, I think, for them to get to the optimum temperature of 5 to 8 degrees. So we will open the original Jaipur first, and we will pour it very carefully down the glass. Now, you can pretty much dump all this into the glass, and it does doesn't sort of like have much sediment in it at all. Nice carbonation there, rising up the glass. Glass is nice and clean. I've done a nice special clean on these glasses to allow, so we'll leave that little bit in there just in case there is any sediment in there. So as you can see, that beautiful Jaipur colour is very light, very almost like yellowy, really sort of like diluted orange. It smells fantastic. I always like it when I've not had a beer and this is my first beer. It's absolutely brilliant. So we shall leave that on the right hand side. Now let's crack open Richard's clone of this. One of the most humblest, kindest, loveliest guys ever. We literally just clicked. We did when we met. When I went over there, I'm a bit worried. I want to pour it hard enough to sort of give it a head, but I don't want to pour it hard enough to put too much of that sediment in there. So again, now that looks much better. Now I can tell you there is a definite, I am really pleased now because that does look, so there might be a little bit of cold haze on these. When I first had this at Wheatlow Brewery, it was a little bit young, and it basically had like a little bit of a cold, well, sort of a haze, is it? Now I'm going to really swirl this up. Now this is what I dumped into the glass the first time, and I really messed it up. Look at that. Oh, so I've got a little, the smell is absolutely wonderful from both these beers. So I've got that last little bit of sediment in there ready to enjoy at the end of this beer taste. And you can see in the glass, it's sort of like, you know, the bottle conditioning. It's a brilliant way. Bottle conditioning beer for a home brewer is a really good way of sort of like making sure that oxygen is sort of eaten up by them sugars. I think that's what bottle conditioning is. I might just get another little glass and swill this Jaipur one a little bit left and see what's in there. Nothing, only left to spit in there. So there's nothing really in the way of sediment at all, even though it is brewed on the Union, and this is a bottle conditioned beer as well. Both beers then looking absolutely fantastic. The Jaipur, a little bit darker in colour. I'd change it round because of the light there. Both beers looking amazing. I'm really, really pleased with myself. Richard, I've done you proud this time. Right, cheers. Let's get into the Thornbridge Union Original. Obviously smells that lovely. There's a definite moorishness about it. A little bit more of a moorishness about it being brewed on the Union set. Oh. Both me and Richard pretty much agree that we think this is a better sort of West Coast IPA. You know, it's right there, 55 IBUs. It is sort of like a West Coast IPA, although the rattlesnake that I've just had from Thornbridge, that is a proper, and I've reviewed that. I was a little bit drunk when I've done that. In fact, I've done it after these two, and even after these two, with them IBUs around about 55, that hit me like a rattlesnake bite, let me tell you. So, superb mouthfeel. A little bit softer than the normal Jaipur bottle. Now, I've had loads of them, so I know that. The one on the Union system, naturally open fermentation, the yeast takes on the oxygen, which really does good things to it. The beer sort of brightens itself up as it goes round, but it also does soften the edge off it a little bit. Now, I noticed with Richards when I tasted it, I says to him, I think this is even a little bit even more softer from what I remember. So you've pretty much got the same nose on the beer, probably a bit more of a grapefruit hit on the original Jaipur, but I know this is absolutely stunning. Now, I know you guys out there are not going to be drinking Wheatlow's Jaipur. He's a home brewer. He doesn't commercially do it. He gives all his beer away for free. He brews it for fun, for the love, for his neighbours, his family, his friends. He just gives it away. He's passionate about it. But I just wanted to review it so you can go over to his YouTube channel, because he doesn't just talk about brewing beer. He gives you an education about the styles of beers and things like that. It's a really, really great content. And I met Richard through Brewer Bit Rick, who's a home brewer as well, who I really want to go and visit as well. And he recommended me. Richard followed me. I followed him. I was amazed with what he did. And especially the blind pig video. Go and watch that if you wouldn't mind. It's a complete and utter IPA educational video right at the start, and so interesting. Right, cheers everybody. Oh, that's stunning. That has got even better since I had this. It's definitely, as it was softer before, now a bit more of that carbonation, that bit more of that grapefruity bite has come. That has got a bite exactly like what Jaipur has got. It is so close. The only thing that's really noticeable is the colour, but I think if you was to blind taste these two beers side by side, I think if I was to give somebody that and say it's a Jaipur, they wouldn't even question it. The mouthfeel is absolutely amazing. I can almost taste a almost more greater grapefruit taste in that, because that Autumn hop, now in here, I'm sure the hops in here have said, let me just have a look, I'll pause the video for a second. So yes, the Union, the Jaipur Union has got Chinook, Centennial, Autumn, Simcoe, Columbus and Cascade. What Richard has done, I think he has omitted the Cascade. I'm not 100% sure, but it does say Chinook, Centennial, Columbus, Simcoe and Autumn shine through. So he's probably put that extra bit of Autumn in there. The beers are looking the same. The heads come back up lovely. They're just keeping there, although thin. Brewing on the Union, definitely makes it almost feel like a bit more of a hand-pulled pint. Now I know that when I dumped all that sediment here, all this sediment here into this beer, it really took on a different, it gave the beer like almost like a yeasty sweetness that I could taste. And what that did is it softened it down even more. So it took a little bit of the bite off, and that's why I was dead disappointed. But now, this has poured nice. It's still a little hazy, but it could be like a cold haze. This has really got that, that mega bite, that really good grapefruity, piney, all that resinous stuff, the moorishness. It's got the softness from the Union set, but I'm not getting that yeasty fruitiness. There is a with these beers, there is an element of sort of like orange pith, that sort of thing. Like it's like a really good grapefruit bite in this. Any beer that I get a bitterness, it's always like a grapefruit bitterness for me. Like when you put a lump of grapefruit in your mouth and you get that real, oh God, I love it. It's great. And then when it goes, you're just like, oh. And it still lingers, both beers are lingering. You just then want to go back in and have another sip. Absolutely fantastic. You seriously would be very hard pushed to tell them apart, really. Pouring these slowly is really giving that, because I do obviously remember drinking it at Richard's. However, I was, excuse me, a few beers in. So to have it raw like this is amazing. Right, so let's just get into what this is going to taste like. Now, I did want to do this for Instagram and make it go on Instagram, but it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be here on YouTube. So look at that. For me, a lot of people would like not want to drink that. It just depends how your stomach is. My stomach's cast iron and I can get away with drinking this. So I'm going to get onto this. So there's, excuse me, I've got a little bit belchy from that. So this has got a nice, almost fruitiness to it. Right, so let's have a taste of this. That's silky soft. And I can see now why, when I dumped it all in before, how it really softened it. This is really silky soft. I can see how it would bring that bite right the way down, take away that real bite and cloud it up. But that, oh, that is nice. It's still got a bit of grapefruit bitterness, still got all the flavours of Jaipur, but it's very soft. And there's a little bit of, almost like, a little bit of tiny fruity flavour there, which must be coming from the yeast. So yes, Richard at Wheatlow Brewery has done an absolutely fantastic job of brewing a Jaipur from the malt miller's recipe, from watching Thornbridge and the head brewer Rob talking about the beer, and from the brewing techniques recipes from 2012. So what a fantastic job. I'm going to take my time drinking these now. But yes, please head over. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. Apart from the colour, they are the same beer. They are the same beer. Absolutely fantastic. And you, if you want to do some home brewing, go and watch Richard's video on how he's brewed this. He'll talk to you all about it, and you'll see us tasting it. But please head over to Wheatlow Brewery. This glue is a Boddington's clone that he did, and trust me, that is magnificent. When you open a can of Boddington's, it's like drinking metal filings. It's just absolutely awful. But yes, absolutely fantastic. Wheatlow Brewery on YouTube. Go and check him out, and yeah, watch some of his videos. It's absolutely great. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time out of your precious time to watch me waffle on about a great beer. And thankfully, we've not had any more problems in here like we did before. So when I was videoing before, and if you look on my Instagram page, all of a sudden this started happening. Now, the only way, this is a little extra. Now, the only way I can describe it and how I've emulated it is this. Like somebody was outside banging on the Thespencerarms, and then I actually heard what sounded like a footstep in here. Chilled me to the bone. If you look on Instagram, and I might even put it as a short on YouTube. Yes, so thankfully this time, well, it ain't dark outside yet, so you don't know. Thankfully this time I've managed to do this without anything happening. Cheers everybody, thank you so much for watching. I'll be bringing some more waffling videos, and I'm going to bring some more Wheatlow Brewery beer to show you and talk to you about it, especially Saison spruce juice, to just to encourage you to go and check him out, and also to just realise how you too can brew some fantastic beer at home if you choose to. I don't think I'm good enough to do that or got the patience. Anyway, take it easy everybody, stay safe and be good. Boom. Boom.